Good morning, Hojo staff, students, and families. Ziate Ben. Today is Tuesday, September 1st, and we're ready to start our day. So everyone, please stand. Place your right hand over your heart. Our voices are off. Our bodies are still. Standing respectfully. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Good morning, everyone. Hopefully you had a good Monday and we're ready to start our Tuesday together. Let's listen to some music. So yesterday we were listening to this piece from the past. Tell me what we're listening to. Okay, friends, what were we listening to? Vivaldi's Four Seasons, Winter. That's right, winter. So you can hear the snowflakes, you can hear the wind, the way the strings are playing that music, you can almost hear the wind. So let's try this one. I'm doing this from our YouTube playlist, so hopefully we don't have a commercial. Okay, friends. Okay, friends, what were we listening to? Did you say that was still Vivaldi's Four Seasons? That's right. But what season was that we were listening to? That's right. That was spring. So you heard how winter sounded so chilly and cold with the strings, and then spring was like light and uplifting. So this week's selection, again, let me see. And what's this week's selection? We know Antonio Vivaldi. We know it's Four Seasons, right? And it is summer, right? The long, slow sounds of summer. But we are almost into what season? Autumn. We haven't heard Vivaldi's Autumn. Can you think about what autumn would sound like? What do you think? Because if spring is light and airy and winter is very quick and cold and fast, and summer is very slow because it's so hot. I wonder what autumn would sound like. If you're curious, you can always look it up and listen to it ahead of us. Well, we'll get to it one day. Okay, friends, so we've been talking about poetry every day, and last week's poem was on humanity, and this week's poem, we said, instead of looking at everybody in the world from all time, we're going to look at, the title of this one is By Myself. Now, since we've had this pandemic, we've spent a lot of time at home. We don't get to go with our friends very much anymore. Those days will come again. We'll be able to play on the playground and have fun like we used to. But right now, we're kind of by ourselves a lot. And so this poem is By Myself, and it talks about, the poet talks about what you can do when you're all by yourself. And you can use your imagination and become other things and think what it would be like to be other things. So let's hear again from Eloise Greenfield, By Myself. When I'm by myself and I close my eyes, I'm a twin, I'm a dimple and a chin. I'm a room full of toys, I'm a squeaky noise. I'm a gospel song, I'm a gong. I'm a leaf turning red, I'm a loaf of brown bread. I'm a whatever I want to be, and anything I care to be. And when I open my eyes, what I care to be is me. So we talked about poets, how they can see the perspective of other things. So they sit and wonder about things like, what would it be like to be a spider? What would it be like to be a tree? And Eloise Greenfield is talking about, what would it be like to be a room full of toys? What would it be like to be a song, or to be a twin, or to be a leaf turning red? How do you think, if you were a leaf turning red, what would that be like? And so that's a signal of autumn too, isn't it? So she has you think about these things, and that's what poets do. They have you think about things. Artists do too, don't they? And we see over my shoulder, my friend is still here, right? From 1503 or about that time when she was painted. It's not the original though, just a poster. So that is Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci. That's right. And so we have another picture here of a painting done by Leonardo da Vinci. I'm going to try to get it close so you can see. And this one is called The Last Supper. That's right, The Last Supper. Now, some of you know, if you go to a church where you learn about those things, Jesus' Last Supper before he died with his apostles. So why would we be showing you a picture of the Last Supper if this is a public school? Right? Because this is sort of a picture of a religious thing, a Christian thing. Why would I be showing you that? Do you know? Because it's a great work of art, right? Leonardo da Vinci painted it, for goodness sake, you know? And so sometimes what we have in our history is we learn about things because we want to study this as a beautiful piece of artwork, not necessarily to have anything to do with the content of the picture itself, but to just enjoy the picture, enjoy the painting, and to study it. And the different lines, and it's been around for since 1498-ish, somewhere in there, before the 1500s. It's an amazing work of art. And so at the time, in the 1400s and 1500s, when sculptors and painters were creating their works of art, they didn't have people who would go to a gallery. They didn't go to the arts crawl. They didn't go down to the art showroom here, 123. They didn't go to Albuquerque and go to a museum or to a gallery or an art show and purchase art. So the only people that could afford to pay people to create art were people who were wealthy, or an institution like the church. The church could afford to pay Leonardo da Vinci to create his pieces of work of art. And so that's how we got them. And so if the church is paying to have Leonardo da Vinci create art, it's going to be about stuff related to church, right? Related to the Christian faith. So that's why we're looking at that. and Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper. Very famous painting. But let's not forget the ones that we've already studied. Washington Crossing the Delaware by Emanuel Leutze. That's right. And last week we studied Renoir, Two Sisters. That's right. What was the other one called? Can you think of it before I even pull it up for you to look at? Maybe. Oh, here it is. That's right. Renoir's Girl with the Watering Can. Nice. We talked about architecture being things of beauty. In Washington, D.C., we have the Washington Monument. That's right. And U.S. Capitol Building. That's right. And this is the front of the White House and the back of the White House. The front and back of the White House where our president resides. And we are having an election this year, so we'll see whose house this is for the next 4 years. We'll see. Okay, friends, art, music, poetry, no birthdays today. Happy on birthday, everyone. So, to my knowledge, we have some Chromebooks ready to go. Our IT was working on them all day yesterday to get them ready to go. He hasn't given me the official green light to have people come in and pick them up, so I'm going to be writing an email to you today once I hear from him and let you know when you can come pick up. Because we also have some new things that arrived. Our 7th grade, Miss Weeda's Fahrenheit 451 has just come in, and Treasure Island has just come in for 4th grade. So those books are finally here after many, many weeks of waiting. So your teachers will let you know. You're welcome to come pick them up, but we are going to be distributing them with some other things that once they come in, like your PE stuff and things like that. So if you're anxious and you really want to get your hands on that book, then you may come in and pick it up. If you are okay to wait a little bit because it's being read to you online or it's being provided to you online somehow, that's fine too. We are going to have students coming back to school next week. Hard to believe, but yes, it's true. We'll have a few students returning. Those of you who have said you wanted to come back to school for at least 1 or 2 days a week, or maybe as many days as possible, depends on what was signed up during your parent-teacher conference. So there's a form that was filled out where you told me whether or not you wanted to have in-school or do remote school for this year. Now, you may be ready to change your mind. You may want to rethink that. Maybe you only signed up for 1 day, but you want 2, or maybe you signed up for 4 days, but you only want 1. So we're going to be sending out the schedule to you that you selected during parent-teacher conferences. And if you don't receive a schedule, then that means that we did not have an in-school time for you. We had you as fully remote. But tomorrow, not today, but tomorrow, we'll be sending home those schedules, probably via email. That's the fastest way. So be looking for an email today to let you know about whether or not you can come pick up your Chromebook. I'll send you an email tomorrow about the schedules. And then if you need to get in touch with me or your child's teacher, parents, if you're watching, then let them know if you've changed your mind about something or would like to add or subtract some days from the schedule. It's fine. It's no worries. Just need to know so that we can be prepared for students who will be here in school. And so when I send you the email with the schedule, it'll also have the details about how we're going to do arrival, dismissal, and all of those meals and all of that sort of thing. So we'll get that to you tomorrow. Today, I'll let you know about Chromebooks. Tomorrow, I'll let you know about schedules for next week. Okay, make sure you're going online to Canvas in the meantime and doing the work that your teachers have put there. Teachers are working really hard. They're not used to having to do school this way. It's a little bit uncomfortable, and believe me, I know from doing the announcements in the morning, having to come in and do these videos, it's not the normal way of doing business, and it's hard sometimes. So be patient with your teachers, and they're posting some more things, and as the year goes on, they'll become experts at posting work for you to do. So that's all we have for our announcements today. Let's do our student pledge. I will do the good. I will learn the true. I will love the beautiful. And I hope you have a great day today.